In the heart of the bustling town of Maplewood stood an old, whimsical shop called Wonders and Whimsy. It was filled with all sorts of marvelous trinkets and antiques. Sophie, a bright and imaginative girl with curly brown hair and sparkling green eyes, loved visiting the shop with her grandmother. One rainy afternoon, Sophie and her grandmother wandered into Wonders and Whimsy to escape the downpour. As they explored the aisles, Sophie's eyes were drawn to a dusty, intricately carved music box on a high shelf. It was adorned with tiny dancing fairies and delicate flowers. "What's this, Grandma?" Sophie asked, her fingers gently brushing the music box. Grandmother smiled mysteriously. "Ah, that is no ordinary music box. It's said to be magical, but its secrets can only be revealed by someone with a pure heart and a love for music." Sophie's curiosity was piqued. She loved playing the piano and singing. "Can I have it, Grandma? Please?" With a twinkle in her eye, Grandmother agreed. They bought the music box, and Sophie carried it home, excited to uncover its mysteries. That evening, Sophie placed the music box on her bedside table. She carefully wound the key and opened the lid. A sweet, enchanting melody began to play, and the tiny fairies twirled around gracefully. As the music played, a soft glow emanated from the box, and a tiny, shimmering fairy appeared. Sophie gasped in delight. "Hello, Sophie," the fairy said in a melodious voice. "I am Melody, the guardian of this magical music box. Because you have a pure heart and a love for music, you have awakened its magic." Sophie was speechless for a moment. "What kind of magic does it have?" Melody smiled. "This music box has the power to transport you to the world of Harmonia, a realm where music is the essence of life. Would you like to visit?" Sophie's eyes lit up with excitement. "Yes, please." Melody fluttered her wings, and in an instant, Sophie felt herself being lifted off her bed and whisked away in a whirlwind of musical notes. Sophie found herself standing in a vibrant, magical land. The sky was a soft lavender, and the air was filled with the sound of harmonious melodies. Trees with leaves shaped like musical notes swayed gently in the breeze, and colorful flowers chimed like bells when touched. Melody hovered beside her. "Welcome to Harmonia, Sophie. Here, music is everywhere and everything. Let me introduce you to some of my friends." They walked along a winding path, meeting various inhabitants of Harmonia. There were singing birds, whose songs could heal, and drumming turtles, who kept the rhythm of the land. Sophie was enchanted by the beauty and harmony of the place. As they ventured deeper into Harmonia, they reached a grand castle made of crystal and light. "This is the Hall of Harmonies," Melody explained. "It's where the greatest musicians of our world gather to create the melodies that keep Harmonia alive." Inside the hall, Sophie saw creatures of all shapes and sizes playing different instruments, each contributing to a beautiful symphony. Suddenly, the harmonious music was interrupted by a discordant note, causing everyone to stop playing. A hush fell over the hall as a figure dressed in dark robes entered. It was Cacophony, the bringer of disharmony, who sought to disrupt the balance of Harmonia. Cacophony sneered. "So, Melody has brought a human to our world. How quaint. But it won't save you from the chaos I will unleash." The musicians looked worried, and Melody turned to Sophie. "Cacophony thrives on negativity and discord. We must stop him from spreading disharmony across Harmonia." Sophie nodded, determined. "What can I do to help?" Melody thought for a moment. "The only way to counteract his disharmony is with a pure and powerful melody. You must play your heart's song, Sophie." Sophie's heart raced. "But I don't have an instrument." With a wave of her hand, Melody conjured a beautiful, shining piano. Use this, and remember to play from your heart. Sophie took a deep breath and sat at the piano. She placed her fingers on the keys, and the piano felt warm and familiar beneath her touch. She closed her eyes and thought about all the things that brought her joy: her family, her friends, her love for music, and the magic of harmonia. As Sophie began to play, a soft, sweet melody flowed from the piano. The notes were pure and filled with emotion, resonating throughout the Hall of Harmonies. The musicians around her began to join in, their instruments blending with Sophie's melody to create a beautiful, harmonious symphony. Cacophony's sneer turned to a frown as he felt the power of the music. He tried to counteract it with his discordant notes, but they were no match for the pure, heartfelt music that Sophie was creating. The harmonious melody grew stronger, pushing back the disharmony and filling the hall with light and warmth. Melody flew to Sophie's side, adding her own magical voice to the music. Together, they created a powerful wave of harmony that swept through harmonia, restoring balance and driving away the darkness. Cacophony, overwhelmed by the power of the music, retreated with a growl. "This isn't over, Melody. I'll be back." As Cacophony disappeared, the inhabitants of Harmonia cheered and celebrated. Sophie's heart swelled with pride and happiness. After the victory, Melody took Sophie to a beautiful garden filled with blooming flowers and gentle streams. They sat by a sparkling pond, the water reflecting the vibrant colors of the sky. "You were amazing, Sophie," Melody said with a smile. "You saved harmonia with your music." Sophie blushed. "I couldn't have done it without everyone's help. It was our harmony that made the difference." Melody nodded. "You're right. Music is most powerful when it's shared and created together. You've reminded us all of that important lesson." As they talked, Sophie realized how much she had learned from her adventure. She had always loved music, but now she understood its true power to bring people together and create positive change. "Will I be able to come back to Harmonia?" Sophie asked, hoping she could visit her new friends again. Melody's eyes sparkled. "Of course. As long as you keep the music box and play from your heart, you will always be able to return." With a gentle touch, Melody transported Sophie back to her room. The familiar surroundings felt comforting, but Sophie already missed the magical world of harmonia. She placed the music box back on her bedside table, the tiny fairies still dancing joyfully. As she drifted off to sleep, Sophie dreamed of the beautiful melodies and magical friends she had made. She woke up the next morning with a renewed sense of purpose and excitement. Sophie continued to play her piano every day, her music more vibrant and expressive than ever before. She shared her story with her friends and family, inspiring them with the tale of harmonia and the power of music. One sunny afternoon, Sophie decided to organize a concert in the town square. She invited everyone in Maplewood to join her in creating a symphony of harmony. People of all ages and backgrounds came together, bringing their instruments and voices. As the concert began, Sophie felt the same warm, familiar feeling she had experienced in harmonia. She led the townspeople in a beautiful, harmonious melody, and the music echoed through the streets, filling everyone's hearts with joy and unity. The magic of the music box had taught Sophie an invaluable lesson: the power of music lies not just in its beauty, but in its ability to bring people together and create lasting bonds. And as long as she played from her heart, she knew that the magic of harmonia would always be with her. And so, with each new note she played, Sophie continued to spread the magic of music, creating a world filled with harmony, love, and endless possibilities.